What is going on YouTube? Hater back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. And boy, do we have some things to go over in today's episode. A lot of bull traps, a lot of reversals, a lot of weird market movements have been happening over the past couple of days. Honestly, I feel like most of the market has been fairly bullish, and we've been looking at some bullish signals over the past couple of days now. Everything's been pretty overhyped, not just for me, but most of the YouTubers here, but everything was pointing at potential breaks to the upside here, that we were going to see runs to the upside. And the way things are starting to veer, they're starting to veer downwards, and it's still early. We haven't seen any breakdown or breakup just yet. We are early in this, and it's a good thing that you're watching, because there's a chance now that we might actually be breaking down, which we were not expecting. Now, it hasn't happened just yet, but I'll show you why I'm starting to kind of lean that way. Not necessarily a good thing, but luckily we do have the opportunity to short these cryptocurrencies, but there is that possibility that that could be what's coming. Now, first and foremost, you can see, looking at XRP here, we are starting to kind of continue to dip lower here. Not necessarily a good thing. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Solana is kind of near its edge right here. We're at the bottom support, holding on for dear life. If we end up breaking through this, it is not going to be the most fun we've seen anytime soon. Ethereum's bouncing off supports here. Bitcoin is doing a drop, not something, again, not that we want to see, correcting below its price floor, not a good sign. And then we have the S&P, which is doing the opposite. We're actually just continuing to play out inside this beautiful ascending broadening wedge. So there's a lot of very spooky things happening right now, and I want to let you guys know this early before, markets start to see a dump or potentially a pump. But I'll go over all that in a minute, just so that you guys don't forget, we are still doing a giveaway for a BidFi t-shirt, as well as some BidFi keychains. It's super cool. All you got to do to enter is literally join the Gleam link down in the description below. It's completely free, so make sure to go enter that giveaway. 2 days left. Drawing will be Monday ASAP. But moving forward from that, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's jump right into today's episode. So guys, yesterday some weird stuff has been happening, and I kind of want to start off a couple of days ago. You can see we've been tracking for quite some time now, not just on Solana but XRP as well, a very long drawn out bull flag formation here. You can see clear as day, a beautiful flag pull followed by a lower high lower low pattern, filling in the gap here, coming to an end, and we were deciding whether or not we would see a breakout. Now, everything was pointing towards it, leaning towards it. We're starting to fill in the gap here, but we're getting a lot of resistance from the bulls, and the bears, quite honestly, might win this potential breakout here. You can see moving forward here, we started to come pretty much to the end where a decision is going to have to be made. And just yesterday, we made an update video showing you guys how crazy it is that Bitcoin and a lot of these cryptocurrencies are flatlined out, completely trading sideways with very little, if at all, any movement to the market to their name, which is not a good sign. Now, typically, though, this sideways movement usually has a very aggressive movement of volume after, whether it's a massive break to the upside or a massive dump to the downside. It is typically what comes after this, and I still believe that's what we are going to experience. It's just taking a bit longer than we had expected. But you can see here on the current coin market cap, quickly refreshing, we're now down to 56 on the Fear and Greed Index. We had major runs in January here, or earlier, even in December, and now we're starting to see January be a kind of a flat month. And that's true, because if you look statistically, January is kind of 50-50 with seeing any sort of major movement here. But really, it's February where we do see the big increase in volume come to the markets here. But just check this out. Literally going on a week practically of doing nothing. Bitcoin is doing nothing but trading sideways. Just yesterday did we see a small dip yesterday afternoon. Same thing with Ethereum. It's doing literally nothing here. XRP is doing nothing. Cardano is doing nothing. All these cryptocurrencies, Avalanche, Doge, Polkadot, Matic, we have Shiba, Litecoin, internet computers, Bitcoin Cash, all these cryptocurrencies are literally flatlined out to the brim, not seeing any movement here. And that is a sign of potential breakout. And that's what we're pretty much focused in on and trying to figure out if that's what's going to come. Now, as you guys know, we've been tracking a Goliath of a bull flag forming on XRP. We've seen 5 or 4 of these confirmed already. We're on our 5th one here as we fill in the gap, and we're trying to figure out whether or not we're going to see the break. Now, this is an extended thing where it is possible we could be breaking down from these, not something we want to experience, but it is possible we could break down. But statistically, they tend to break bullish. They do have some bullish tendencies, more so than corrections lower here. Now, XRP doesn't look bad. We don't look bad. If anything, we actually look more bullish looking at these markets than we have in the past year. As you can see, there's a clear flagpole. There's a clear lower high, lower low movement as we fill in this gap here. And as you can see, we're starting to fill in the end. At some point or another, a break is going to come once we complete this movement here. Where things start to get wonky, where people start to get skeptical, is because we're closing or starting to trend below our blue uptrend. Now, it's happened in the past here. You can see typically what has happened in the past, and we're hoping that that's what happens now. We're kind of on the same edge here where we did break through it. We fell down to a low of about, where is it? A low of about 35 on the RSI here, and immediately after was the break to the upside here. You can see the ascending fractal typically breaks down, but the immediate reversal afterwards is something that's very, 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 it's good for the market here. Same thing with XRP. Everything kind of hints and is showing signs of leaning towards a breakout. It's just taking longer than we expected. What I mean by that is we have a beautiful bull flag formation on here. We're scaling lower here, falling down to, 36 on the RSI here. And as we head lower, we're undervalued below the moving average here. We're still above our support, which is definitely a good sign. The goal is we break off of it and head to the upside here. And it could come earlier than expected because the end of January is literally right here. This is the last day around of January. So we just have to kind of play it out safely, and then we could inevitably break up. I am a believer, though, that we are not going... I mean, there's a chance we could break below here. I don't think it's going to happen, but there is a chance that we could trend out of it here. And if we do, it is what it is, but I likely think that we'll be able to get back in for a rebound. A rebound is coming. It has statistically shown it happen, historically shown it happen on XRP time and time again here. It's only a matter of time, though, before we get that decision. But we don't look bad on XRP. My main focus is Solana, with us potentially breaking down, which I'm going to show you in a second. But we are literally walking a fine line right here, and the goal is that we can hold it. We are starting to, you can see there is some sort of support that we're holding, but we'll see what happens. Obviously, though, we do all these trades on BidFi, which is my favorite cryptocurrency exchange that I like to use here on the channel. BidFi obviously lets me buy in long, sell short, leverage trade, create stop losses, take profits. They're having a way for new users to earn up to $500 in free cryptocurrency by signing up with the link down in the description below. We're doing our free BidFi giveaway, so you can earn free merch. And then on top of that, they even have a demo account right here, and then a welcome rewards sign-up bonus where you can earn over $2,000 in free cryptocurrency by completing very simple tasks. They also have the demo account, which allows you to trade around with $50,000 in Monopoly money, completely free to test your skills, to get familiar, to track the next big break. And then when you're ready, you can obviously switch over to using real cryptocurrency. But moving forward from that and from XRP, this is where things get a bit choppy and a bit interesting, is Solana. This is a crypto that we've been waiting patiently for a key buy-in opportunity. And if I extend this, you can see kind of how it's going to be unlikely that we break through, but there still is that possibility here. We've been using this support since October 17th. So it has been many days of using this support level as a key here. It's been 94 days, 3 months of trading and using this support level to pump higher. Is it possible that we can break through it and dump to the downside? Of course it is. Is it likely? It's less likely, but it is still a possibility we have to pay attention to. We really haven't in all of its past 3 months ever broken below it. Have we retested it? Of course. There's been multiple days where prices have dipped below, but we end up closing above it here. Now, as you can see, we are literally at wit's end when it comes to trying to breach this major resistance on Solana here. The goal is we trend outside of it. We just said yesterday, we might not be too hot. We've been pretty much flatlined out for quite some time now, trading at 50 on the RSI since January, the beginning of January here. We've now completely filled this gap in here. You can see we did hit bottom, and we've been using this to head higher, and it's now decision time whether or not we're going to be heading up or breaking down to the downside here. Let me pull Solana back up. And that's pretty much what the main focus is today. How is today going to close? You can already see we've wicked below it in the past. Yesterday, we're doing it again. The goal is to break outside of it. And if we do, A, we could see a nice little swing to the upside, or B, we can continue to scale it and crawl up like we've done in the past here. But it all comes down to how we trade. If we start closing and see candles closes here, there's a big chance we could see us swing to the downside. All I know is all these cryptocurrencies are getting flatlined out. Volume has pretty much died off. We have XRP trading at a low of 37 on the RSI. Solana is dead in the water at 45 on the RSI. A lot of these cryptos are screaming, we're ready to move. It's just, when is that time going to present itself? Ethereum is kind of wonky here. Not really a crypto that I want to trade around in right now, but there's a good chance that we're coming back down to support similar to what Solana is doing. We've already rallied up. Now we need to start to head back down right to here. And you can see that's pretty much what we expect to see happening. It's just, how long is it going to take? But anywho's, my main focus is not on Ethereum. The best looking cryptos are XRP, Solana, as well as Bitcoin. This is where things get a bit crazy too. Yesterday, for the first time, we closed below our beautiful ascending broadening wedge. And typically when that happens, it is a sign of correction here. Now, where things get a bit interesting is whether or not this is a support that we're retesting, because it might not be an ascending broadening wedge. It could very well be just a means of support. You can already see kind of where we could draw this horizontal line, where we've retested in the past here, numerous occasions as support. It's consistent with the way the markets have been moving here. So it's very possible we could have just a bottom support level here. It's very possible. Now, like, for example, if I deleted this and we delete this and we draw a horizontal line, it's very possible that this is support right here. And we don't necessarily have an ascending broadening wedge, and we more so just have a support like that. It's very skeptical with the way these markets are moving here. Like, if I delete this, you can see here it screams ascending broadening wedge, but the fact is that we're trending below it and we're not seeing any major swings or dumps just yet is a bit up in the air. A lot of these cryptos are getting dead in the water. They're not seeing much movement at all. A lot of these cryptocurrencies are kind of floating, if that makes sense here. They're not filling out, or we've already filled out a lot of these technical indicators here, and it's really just, we're getting latent in the market. We're getting dead in the water. There's not volume, which could signal corrections here, and that's not something we want to see. We have the power to short it, but it's still not something, we're not heading in the right direction that we want to see. As for the S&P 500, we could go higher. But ideally, I do expect to see this consolidation first, and then we'll pretty much figure out what's to come next here. But as you can see, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are just floating. They're not seeing the movement we want to see. They're pretty much retesting like vital key support levels. If we break through those support levels, we're going to drop. If we don't, we could see potential moves to the upside here. But for the most part, we're like on a fine line. We're walking on a tightrope right now. But with that being said, make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.